Alright guys, this is Triptych. I have another game for you today. It's a 1 versus 1 because there were only 3 of us on Tungle. Our players today are... This is actually Starmaster Prodigy, also MightyMaster from the good old days, and then he's going against ShadoWdeGrey. Shadow is playing Martok Klingon, and he is playing Feds. And we've had a couple games up until now, and Prodigy hasn't been doing too well because he's been away for a long time. So he has sworn that this game he will spam like crazy. And so the white glove has been thrown on the ground. They have slapped each other with it. And this is a duel on duel to see who can spam the most. I'm pretty sure they both chose their races. So I'm expecting to see Mason with a dual-yarded setup transitioning into Star Fleet Command probably. He's definitely not wasting any time, that's for sure. And over here we see the field yard going up. Last game he Burrell spammed along with Katinkas and a couple of Cabbage, and it worked pretty effectively against the Romulans. So whatever happens next is going to be kind of key as to whether he's doing a dual yard setup or... Okay, it's probably dual yard. I guess even he could still be doing a Starfleet Command build, but they would be similar. Like, there's a bit of flexibility in that build. This Fed Scout is really playing with death, though. And here Shadow's already going for an expansion. He'll put either a battle yard or a field yard at that first expansion. Almost guaranteed. And he can scare that off. This actually gets a... It deals extra damage to small craft, and I wonder if that counts against scouts. I remember there was a time when, because of their low cost and the much higher damage disruptor, we discovered you could build nothing but chores the entire game and spam them and defeat the enemy. Like, they were unstoppable because of their damage. I think since then they lowered the damage a whole lot. Maybe increased the price a bit. This game has a lot of history, like most mods. So there's Intrepids, and we can see this constructor's probably heading out to the expansion. I bet both of them are, and he's probably going to build a Antares yard and a mining colony at his expansion, which will be matched by, like, say, either field yard or battle yard, and then mining colony over here. Right now we only have Cabbage coming out from Shadow, so this makes me wonder, against a Fed player, it's likely he's going battle yard with Sangs. And in that case, that's why you would only get a couple Cabbage. So he's actually not planning to get a whole bunch of smaller ships. Oh, and by the way, I can confirm this is Mason. Although actually, even though it would seem, you know, with the way that the game balance works in 3.27, it would seem like, you know, all these Feds, bigger ships, that Quebec Sang would work pretty well as a standard build, but it does not at all, I'm afraid. And the problem is monsoons. I've talked about this a couple times in the past, which the past now is over a year ago, I guess. The problem is, whether he's getting Warp-ins or Intrepids or whatever he gets, he can always add monsoons to the mix, and those monsoons will be the lowest defense unit. So he doesn't even have to do a monsoon spam. He just, as long as he has other ships, if he gets a couple monsoons, they will be auto-targeted first. And that is a small ship that takes half damage from long range. Well, when the bulk of your forces is torpedo-spewing long-range ships, the long range is going to do half damage to the Sang, and the torpedo is going to do reduced damage, or to the monsoon, and the torpedo will do reduced damage, and they won't be able to kill anything. So I may have called this wrong, though, because he's getting a single Caduge instead. Might just be a lucky Caduge. I like fighting with Caduge because they're a support ship, but they have decent firepower. You activate their Imperial stance, and they get a lot nicer later with Polar on field. So He's playing hyper aggressive, I guess just for fun here. He probably has scouted well enough to know... Yeah, he's been scouting this whole time, so he knows that it's just a Quebec, and he takes... Or Quebec. I guess it is Quebec, huh? Silent J or Silent Q. I'll call him Quebecs from now on. He takes reduced damage from that, 30% reduced damage from medium range. So he's really not afraid of that. The Caduge, on the other hand, will do extra damage to Intrepids. So both the Caduge and the Sang really encourage the Fed player to switch back to Monsoons. Which he has Monsoons there, and let's see if this is switched. No, he's doing Monsoon Intrepid. And at this point he's very low on resources. And he's going to continue the shipbuilding pretty steadily, I bet, so he's probably not going to do much teching or moving to Starfleet Command, or even, he might do a couple platforms, but for the most part it's going to be these ships. As you can see, the mining is just about even right now. We have one mining station versus two over here. The two will have slightly higher income, and also I guess be a bit more resistant to being attacked, since there's, you can kill one and they can still mine pretty well from the other. But with this distance of moon, it's about the same. I mean, I think it's the difference between 3 miners per moon, and here you can get away with like 3 miners on one moon and 2 miners on the other, which in that case, you're not even losing a full miner worth. You're losing like half a miner worth, or a third of a miner. So this will work just fine for him. Also, since I've noticed that Klingon mining facilities are more expensive than Feds and some of the other races. So, okay, he's realizing he's not even going to spend the money on that stuff. He's going for Vorcha, which is his answer to this, because they take half damage from short range. And one thing I love about the Klingons is their tech buildings are so cheap. They get their field research and their armory, and they're both 400/200 cost structures instead of the 300/600 that other races pay. And he's getting a very secluded mining station here. That could serve him pretty well. These Feds are going straight through here to try to attack. They certainly don't want to retreat through that, though. And here come the Klingons to attack. Oh, and this Monsoon didn't get its shields up coming out of the nebula, and it is gone. That's got to be really annoying. I don't think this fleet can really deal with what Shadow has, although he's did scout this, man. Prodigy is really scouting effectively this game. He's caught that, and actually, even though I think he's pretty much stuck in his constant production. Let's see, I don't know how this is going. I mean, that one Monsoon loss is pretty nasty. But in general, these Intrepids will do okay against these Quebec. I mean, the Caduge perfectly covers the Quebecs in this situation because they're medium range, they do less damage to it, but then this is the support ship that deals extra damage to the Intrepid. And, oh, we almost had the Klingon scout chasing the Fed scout. If it had been chasing in range, it does double damage to other scouts. And then, oh, there it goes. Since they're the same speed, it can kill it. So keep it following. Don't... Oh, you have to give the orders, though. And I think... I'm not sure, but I think... Maybe... Yep, that turn did it. So... Prodigy's days of excessive scouting are over. Here's a platform. If this goes down, I wonder if a phaser platform can shoot miners from here. If this finishes, though, he'll hold this position okay. This will be a very nice place that he can retreat his other ships to in the middle of a fight, which is huge, because that'll let him project his power this way. However, this mining is here, so, I mean, if Prodigy was also putting miners over here, then this would be... that would be a very good opportunity for him right now, to really spread out the enemy, and just count on the fact that they can't move that fast from one place to another. Over here, the Vorcha production is going, by the way. And as you can see, this constructor could be kind of vulnerable. Now that platform is just asking for trouble. Like, seriously, when you start that, you know he's coming. So let's see, he needs to upgrade this platform really fast, though. There it goes. So these Fed ships are going to try not to take too much damage. I don't know if he's going to get away with this platform. Yeah, he's not. He's going to have to retreat. But if he can kite these Klingons back to this platform, this will be a very interesting match. Because neither of them can retreat, but I think the Klingons have the advantage, but the Feds have the turret. So the Klingons win if they fight over here, the Feds win if they fight over here. And it's all going to be about how Shadow gets kited into this turret or not. And as you can see, there's a couple ships coming out, but I mean, when a ship comes out of here, it takes it a while to get over. Same with Shadow. His production's all the way over there. So I think he's going to get whittled down. I do not think this is looking that good for Shadow here. He can cloak out with that and escape, just like that, so he's not going to lose any ships. But he's done, and he's going to have to send his whole fleet back to repair, and he's going to lose his constructor. And he's not going to kill any Intrepids either. Like, he's not going to get any kills here in this battle. And this guy needs to run. I think he needs to cloak all of his fleet and escape now. He knows it. He popped his Katinga. Oh, missed micro there. Why didn't you cloak? He must be paying attention to something else. He does have a Vorcha coming, which would really even this battle, but it's not going to be soon enough. And this Katinga cannot cloak while its starting boost is still going. So finally this guy starts to go. And he's going to die. No way around that. And Starmaster Prodigy's getting another platform. These Fed platforms are really, really nasty, especially Mason ones. So this belongs to him now. I kind of want to see if Shadow goes for the middle or if he tries to expand at all. He's taken his constructor home, though. I think he wants a second battle yard. Yeah, that's what he really wants to do now. His lone Vorcha with its beautiful 38 offense. This thing is a force to be reckoned with. It's just a balanced ship. Like the Vorcha, I like it when they take ships that were in the show, because in the original Star Trek show, you know, they didn't have that much budget for modeling. And so, for example, the D'Deridex model got used over and over and over. Like, for a very long time, it was the only Romulan ship that existed. Just about, I mean, except for a couple of original series ships. But I like how in the game, they can take something like the Vorcha. I mean, you didn't see it too often, but you did see it a couple times. And make it so that it is a game that in the game Fleet Ops, it's a very good one to build. It makes a very good staple ship. It has that, like, it comes in at a good time in the game, and it counters a lot of short-range stuff, a lot of stuff that would have been giving your small ships trouble, like Scubes, or Lavals, or Monsoon Intrepid. Like, pretty much everything that bullies the other Klingon ships, the Vorcha can handle. And it has that really nice offense in the form of its single disruptor cannon. Its only thing is it's kind of slow for this stage of the game, but so are all big ships, and there is the second one, by the way. So let's go take a look. Yep, there's the second battle yard, although I don't know how well I don't know if he has the resources to dual yard Vorcha, but he might want to try anyway, you know, just take a little delay and do his best, because I don't think he really wants that many more Cabbage now. He wants the Vorcha. And then he is going to go ahead and try to take the center. These players are both thinking expansively, definitely. Oh, and these freighters, even though he's got mining here, it would take a very long time for any new freighters to reach this spot. So that the Klingons can raid it very nicely. This Monsoon is probably going to get into the yard. But that is a lot of damage on it. Yeah, it's going to repair. It's going to be... Oh, wait. No, it's good. He could kill this, but he's in trouble from these other ships. And now I think he should just cloak and run. But he's determined to get a kill. Let's see, I don't know if he can get as many kills on the Klingons as the Klingons get on him. Because there goes one Cabbage. Ah, he's attacking the one in the yard again! Stop it! Stop it! There goes two Quebecs. He's cloaking out successfully. He's gone. So, he killed one Monsoon and lost two Quebecs. Not a good trade there. Seriously, that is the other thing. Even though the Vorcha can handle these ships, because they're still higher defense, they don't protect the smaller Klingon ships. Like, the Quebecs are still going to get wiped out while the Cavorts are still alive. And here he did start his second yard production, which is going to delay his center expansion. He would have to stop doing this in order to build this. And I think right now I'd rather have the dual yard Vorcha. At least until he has a little bit more. Here though, StarMaster Prodigy went all the way here. Oh, he's not even messing around with platforms. He has upgraded all of these things. These are turrets, so this is going to be safe for him, but he's vulnerable over here. And these Klingons are going to try again. I don't know if they can get this. Oh, they can! They can! Okay, now Shadow's not messing around. He's getting that into the yard right away. But these guys can get a lot of minor kills until the feds come around. They might just get the one, because now they have to run again. And this time he's right on it. That is his cloak right there. Even a little bit of boarding just for fun, and he yellow crewed that. That is hilarious. Because now that thing has to go all the way back or it suffers 50% damage penalty, or rate of fire penalty for being yellow crew. And an Akira. So, StarMaster has not just been messing around this whole time. He is upgraded to Akiras, which is going to solve his Vorcha problem pretty nicely. And that was a very nice step up. I like that about the feds. Because all they had to do was spring for chassis level 2. And I think that was a scout he just started building. Oh, another constructor. He does have 2 scouts, but he doesn't have the cloak detect unless he gets a science. And this constructor's all the way down here, and he can't bring this constructor all the way back to his home. It would be too dangerous. It would get sniped. So he's going to build his new constructor, and then he's going to try to get science, I think. That's a very slow build time, though. So he's going to try to get science, and then probably warpins would be good for him at this point. Whatever you think about it being cheap or, you know, a good idea, he spent a lot of resources on these turrets, man. Like, I would have gone, I do like the fact of having lots of platforms, like with one of them upgraded, but I would have left maybe one of them unupgraded, or even had like 4 platforms and only one of them upgraded. Because it's just a threat that you could snipe one of those platforms, but you can't snipe all of them before they upgrade. And then he would hold that, and then it would cost him a much smaller initial investment. So he needs to get 2 more freighters over here. Shadow does. But this is the part where the Klingons really start to roll, because the Klingon mining has not been harassed. Except for this little expansion that was killed here, the Klingons haven't lost any of their mining. They've been mining this whole time steadily from 2 sets. So now they're at 4, 5 Vorcha. Soon to be more, so let's see if they can get a kill on this guy. He doesn't have his proxy torpedo, so it's going to be very difficult to get kills with just monsoons. And he's not even focusing fire on that one that he was attacking. So, I mean, he may get a kill off of this one, but he could have gotten so many more. And here Shadow's going to try to counter-raid, and these guys don't have anywhere to repair. So they're going to get sort of screwed. Let's see, he doesn't need titanium at all, so it's not going to hurt him that badly. But he's going to lose that mining. Where are his Intrepids? Okay, so he's split the Intrepids and the Monsoons. Let's see, I know they did kill one. I hope they killed one. Goodness. Now here comes the Vorcha, and another one's about to finish building. Oh, come on, you gotta get that kill, though. Oh, man, only one. He has been away for months, remember that, guys. Yeah, only one miner killed there. And he's gonna lose these. Why'd they just stop? I wonder if he has a micro, like, maybe he selected them and thought he told them to run and failed. And this scout has been on this fleet, although if it's following, I don't know if it's player controlled or following, if it's following they could shake that by going through the blue nebula. Oh, and the scouts are gonna die. Well, that one died. Pop. So let's see our science building, there he goes. Now this fleet needs to get back here. You see, this is where he needs a platform, like a phaser platform right there. Like, for the love of God, don't upgrade that one. Build one here and upgrade it. Because the Klingons they're about to come kill this. One Sang. Whoa, did he switch to Sangs? He's building Vorcha and Sang. I would have stuck with just Vorcha, but I guess once these monsoons, now that there aren't any more monsoons building, over time the Sangs will get better, and they will do very nice shelling bases. Although, I mean, against these Akira's, I think the Vorcha and the Sang are about the same effectiveness. Oh, and yeah, so here goes your monsoon problem. Yeah, that's just bad luck running into that fleet like that. There's going to go 1, possibly 2 monsoons. No, okay, he was quick on that. He got out fast. So he's only losing 1 monsoon off of all that, which is, you know, like 350 dilithium. Not a problem. It could have been worse. And over here, these top maze have repaired, but they haven't been sent to resume mining yet. So he's going to feel the pinch eventually, although not right now. I guess because the Sangs are cheaper. He is mining from the center now. It's like he has more income than he needs to dual yard Vorcha. Like, his income's still going to grow. Whoa, he just started building something, though. Did he... what? Clearly he just started building something. I saw the resources. He had a lot more than that. Did he start an upgrade of some kind? Oh, he bought supply. My bad. He was supply blocked. And he went ahead and bought just now. That's where all of his resources went. Okay, he was supply locked and he wasn't able to continue construction because of that. Although he did a very good job of catching it because he was producing all up until the exact moment that he bought supply. So now the Fed ball, they're hiding their numbers by facing the camera. It's a advanced Federation tactic held over from earlier A2. Make your entire fleet face upward and they can't see you. Oh, but eventually they'll give up and face down. That's great. So the Klingons now have a very nasty fleet. This scout is going to be able to see this with its... because it does the ping, but it also gets its enhanced vision range. So he can see all this sitting here. And this is a very nasty Klingon fleet. It's also a very nasty Fed fleet. I don't know what would happen if they engaged each other right now. These guys, they don't have their special. Although Starfleet Command is going. And I would expect him to start getting... oh, I see. He finished his science and he just got his ping special. And now he's strapped for Tritanium. Because he's really starting to feel this now. It took him a while. But, I mean, he was mining out of 3 dilithium 2 Tritanium, and now he's mining out of 3 dilithium 1 Tritanium. So he is going to feel that, and it's going to be hard for him to get the specials for these ships, like his defensive patterns and his tricobalt torpedo. So if these guys fought in open space, I think it would really come down to micro as to who took more losses. They'd definitely both lose ships in the beginning. If they fought at a Klingon yard, I think the Klingons would probably do okay. They would lose a couple of their smaller ships, but the bigger ones would be okay. The Sangs would be hard to keep alive. Same with the Feds. These are Mason Akiras, which have 32 defensive value. Like, ooh, Spitfire, that's a cool name for a ship. The Edward. Just call it the USS Cullen, and we will hate it together. Have the Spitfire kill the Cullen. We don't want them here. So, there we have, he's going ahead and getting field research for a heavy weapons platform in the center, probably. If I had to guess. Did he? Oh yeah, he did lose a constructor earlier, so this is his only one. I'm imagining the only reason you'd want a field research is for heavy weapons platforms. So, what do we have adding to this fleet? We have a couple Sangs, a couple Vorcha. It's getting bigger, but now the Feds have their Starfleet Command. And they're recovering their mining here. So, as time goes on, the Fed fleet is going to get nastier, and he's going to gain an advantage over the Klingons. If things can keep going the way they are right now, assuming equal micro on both players, then Prodigy will probably win. Because he is going to be outproducing significantly. until he hits 10 warpins, but honestly, if the game hits the point where the Fed player has 10 warpins and and doesn't have a warpin queued up, or you have to have 10 warpins and another warpin queued up, and after that is when the advantage of Starfleet Command starts to diminish, and you're, quote, losing production, because it's not producing at max speed. But that would be a very long time from now. So for the foreseeable future, he's got new ships coming in, free ships. Oh, and there goes a scout ping! Oh, Shadow does not like that. And it did go off, so this Vorcha is going to get sucker punched as it decloaks. And this is bad. This Fed fleet is way too big. Shadow is toast, I think. Let's see, we lost a Monsoon? Or was that an Intrepid? We're losing a Vorcha. So, let's see. It wasn't a Kebej. So right now, Prodigy is focus firing on these Vorcha because he wants them to die. Whereas, Shadow's fleet is still targeting the lowest defense enemies. So there goes an Excelsior, there went an Intrepid. I don't know, these Vorcha are dying pretty fast. The Vorcha could try to escape if he tried cloaking them out the moment they took damage. But otherwise, I don't know. It's tricky. I don't think anybody can really get out alive. They're both just stuck fighting. Seeing how much damage they can do. Another Vorcha is dying, but it is dying kind of slowly. There goes another Intrepid. Since he's killing all these Intrepids, the Intrepids are the ones that don't do much damage to the Vorcha, though. So I think maybe he could have been focusing fire on the Akuras. And this Monsoon might be the first ship to make it out of this fleet alive. Nope. Okay, there, Vorcha made it out, and that thing's going to repair and come straight back. But I think the Sangs are going to start taking damage soon, and when they get killed, all of these Klingon ships have higher offense than defense. All these Fed ships have way higher defense than offense. And now the tide is turning. I don't know if the Klingons are going to get any more kills. That was a Sang. Another Sang is dying here. Another Sang is going to go down. This Intrepid might escape, might not, because of the Sangs. The Sangs have such long range. But this Sang is going to die. Here comes the Vorcha, the first ship repaired to return to the battle. And that Sang, it must have ranked up and forgotten its repair order, so it's going to die. Yep. So now, Shadow's fleet just got reduced really heavily just now with those Sangs. So he is in trouble. He is going to have to use this yard. And I think he's done. I think he may have lost here. Let's see. Oh, he can repair 2 ships at once, though. Very nice. He's going to kill that Akira. These guys all have defensive patterns ready, though. And so Prodigy's switching over to a miner there. He can kill this Kebej. It's going to die. What on the Federation side is getting shot at? We have this Akira, that Akira is being shot at. Now they're retreating, but... Oh, he got a ranked Akira. Those are nasty. They do their little area of effect damage for free. Doesn't cost any special energy. And here's this scout. Okay, Shadow saw the scout. He's like, I cannot fight with that there. Because if that scout pings and Shadow's not near his yard, he is in trouble. So that was tricky. I think... Okay, if you look at resources... Oh man, how did he get so many Akiras? If you look at resources, now the Feds are ahead. For sure. Like, the Feds did lose a lot of stuff. All their warpins are gone, and they lost all their Intrepid Monsoon, I think. Every last one of them. But those were the ships that don't do much damage to Vorcha, so it's totally okay if they die. And now all these Akira, the Akiras have their 32 defensive value and their special ability that it isn't enough to really tank, but in a situation like this where your ship might, it's borderline of the enemy being able to kill it, or the enemy can kill it slowly, then defensive patterns is just perfect for these. If you can pop it on the individual ships that are taking damage instead of doing it on everybody at once. And there's another warpin coming in, so Shadow is not in a good place. Also, he's supply blocked, and I don't know if he's noticed, that's the other thing, at this point in the game, the Feds are doing just fine for supply, they've bought again, but the Klingons are going to be really hurting. They need more supply, and their supply buys are just going to get more and more expensive. So every time these guys take a big fleet against each other and start wrecking each other, he loses out, because his supply cost will be higher the next time around. And here you are watching Starmaster Prodigy win the game. In case you guys were wondering what's going on. There goes one Akira. but there's already been like 2, maybe 3 Vorcha losses. And this one might die in the yard. Yep. And there you see, I mean, it's got defensive patterns on, it's running. There's just nothing. He even got Susas. But Shadow is finished here. And, ooh, a Veteran Akira. Select for me. Veteran Akiras are cool. They get, I think they get 2 separate special abilities that damage hull. Like, they get, whenever they attack, they have a random chance to do, like, a volley. And then, oh, I won't be able to watch. And then they also just deal, like, 50% of their damage goes directly to hull instead of attacking shields. Which isn't, I mean, it's Klingon, it's just a nice perk. Sorry, just minimize there. So yeah, if I do post this game, I feel like it would be a bit unfair to not mention the fact that Shadow has just won 2 matches in a row against Prodigy, and this is the one that Prodigy won. So we'll see what these guys decide to allow me to post. And this is Triptych signing off.